I'm Reece at your leisure at Fort Robinson, Nebraska, an important military base from the Indian Wars in the 1800s through World War II. Today, it's one of western Nebraska's top tourist draws, and it's easy to see why. The Army established Fort Robinson in 1874 to keep tabs on 13,000 Lakota Sioux gathered at the nearby Red Cloud Agency, the forerunner to the Indians' reservation system. Many buildings dating from that first year have been restored and survive today, including these original pine log barracks and the first officers' row, adobe buildings that have been refurbished as guest houses for modern-day visitors. Fort Robinson served the U.S. cavalry into World War II, hosted 3,000 German POWs, including 500 veterans of Rommel's Africa Corps. In 1972, the Army began training some 5,000 Guard, Scout, Messenger, and sled dogs at its Canine Training Center. But it is horses and the cavalry that rule here. Mounted troops, including Black Buffalo soldiers, waged a 15-year war against the Sioux. In 1877, Chief Crazy Horse, the victor over Custer at the Battle of Little Bighorn, surrendered his band here. But soldiers bayoneted Crazy Horse, and he died on this spot. The cavalry bred, raised, and broke thousands of horses in these historic stables and treated the sick and injured animals in a state-of-the-art veterinary hospital. Visitor Ron Hodges has a personal connection here through an uncle.
He was a veterinarian, and during World War II, he actually was stationed here for a while because this was the last cavalry post that used actual horses, and at the beginning of the war, they used those horses.
Ron is here as part of a huge family reunion.
We have a total of about 160 in the family, but there's over 100 of us here today. We come every 3 years.
Fort Robinson is now a Nebraska state park, a recreational resort that has retained its historic character. The century-old Victorian brick buildings on Officer Circle make for ideal large group housing. These converted buildings sleep up to 20 people with full kitchens, bath, and living rooms. But it's what it doesn't have that charms Elizabeth Poole.
We also like the fact that there are not TVs or internet, and there aren't towns close by that the kids are wanting to run off to, so it's actually really good family time.
The big reunion, including 4 generations, has taken over 5 of the large brick houses.
The children are able to run around, they can feel free, they can play in the pools and the sprinklers, and you don't worry about it.
Pretty safe.
Pretty safe.
Fort Robinson has lots of activities to keep even this herd busy.
The kids have a family Olympics as well as doing a scavenger hunt, and then the activities that we participate in that are here on the base, we like to do the Jeep ride, they have kayaking and tubing, they love to fish, they do the stagecoach ride is a favorite of the little kids. Sometimes the whole family goes to the playhouse to watch a play.
And tonight it's the wagon ride to the Fort Robinson Outback for a country cookout of buffalo barbecue stew and cornbread. And the buffalo meat is raised right here on the fort. Besides the 60-some bison herd, the park's large wildlife paddock also includes wild burros, antelope, and deer. It's a short drive, perfect place to end each day.
How's everybody's saddles feel?
Pretty good. In the morning, time to saddle up. Rather than troopers, today it's tourists who ride the range around Fort Robinson. Wranglers lead guided tours up from 1 to 3 hours through this Dances with Wolves-like landscape.
It was bumpy. It kind of hurt your bottom. It just went along like that. It was fun. It was pretty good.
Or you can hop aboard the classic stagecoach for a tour of the fort's extensive grounds. The 22,000-acre state park also offers several fishing holes where the catching is all but guaranteed. And when the afternoon heats up, there's an indoor swimming pool. The park boasts 2 full-service campgrounds, but Marianne and I chose to live like the old cavalry and bunked in the original 1909 enlisted men's barracks. The rooms are still Army Spartan, but have been modernized with full baths. And no, those aren't Army cots. The original mess hall, memories, is now a full-menu restaurant. Fort Robinson is a 21st century resort with a 19th century pace and vibe, a unique 2 or 3 day getaway in the scenic Pine Ridge country of western Nebraska.
I come from a city, and so it gives me and my wife, our family, an opportunity to get back to kind of an old town, hometown a feeling.
Reece at your leisure at Fort Robinson, Nebraska.